Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain about the fragmentation, right? Okay. So see here. So already we have seen how the fragmentation process will be done, right? So by doing heterolytic cleavage, homolytic cleavage, and heavy heterolysis, and we have seen fragmentation in various molecules, right? So now I am going to explain about in all for all functional groups. So how to do the fragmentation, right? Okay. So first of all, for alkanes means what? Simple hydrocarbons, right? There is no unsaturated bond. These are fully saturated compound, right? There is no double bonds at all. So the alkanes are having only single bonds, right? Okay. So in this situation, what is the fragmentation process, right? How it will do, right? So we have seen all these factors, okay? First one, alkanes. So what is the alkane? CH3, CH2. I am going to take a butane, N-butane. What is this? N-butane, right? Normal butane, right? Okay, because there are 4 carbon atoms and 10 hydrogen atoms, which satisfy CN H2N plus 2 formula, right? This is alkane formula, right? Okay, right? So first we have to take this butane and we have to form molecular ion, right? By bombarding with 70 electron hole beam with electron impact mass, it lost 1 electron and form this molecular ion. See here, I want to form here molecular ion, right? Okay. Next we have to do heavy hydrolysis, right, for this one. Then it lost this part, radical part, and will give the, what is this? Cationic part, right? Cationic part, and its M by Z is 43 and its M by Z is 58. So by doing hydrolysis, it lost CH2, right? So then we'll get 29. If we do one more electrolytic cleavage, it will give methane, right? Other than this, we have to do this one also. If it eliminates H2 molecule, I have explained in the case of N-pentane. So here also it will be repeated the same thing, right? Okay. So right. So like that you have to do the fragmentation in the case of alkanes, right? First you have to form the molecular ion and you have to do the heavy hydrolysis. By heavy hydrolysis, it lost the radical part and it will give the cationic part. If you eliminate CH2 molecule as a neutral molecule, it lost what? CH2, and it will give the 29. By doing one more hydrolysis, it will give the CH3 ion, right? CH3 M by Z ion. So like that we have to do the fragmentation in the case of alkanes. What about in branched hydrocarbons? Branched means these are the branched one, right? Okay. So here we have to form the what is this? Molecular ion, right? And it's M by Z 86. If you do the hydrolysis, so see here what is the molecular ion forms majorly here, right? Not in the free carbons, right? Branched carbon only molecular ion formed at the branched carbon, right? If you eliminate this one, it will give the 57, right? So here we can eliminate this part, it will give like this, okay, right? So this is about the branched hydrocarbons only. Only the difference is here at anywhere at this carbon or this carbon. It will form, we can shown everywhere, no problem, because CH3 is there, CH3 is there. This is the symmetrical molecule, but I have to show here for your convenience, right? So but here what happens at branched carbon atom only molecular ion will be formed, right? So in cycloalkanes, so what is the fragmentation process? How to do the fragmentation process in cycloalkanes? In cycloalkanes, what is the main factor means? So it lost ethylene is the characteristic fragmentation. What is that? Ethylene, loss of ethylene is the characteristic fragmentation for this cycloalkanes. Okay, have to do. You have to keep in your mind that what is the major factor. So in cycloalkanes, loss of ethylene. See here, it lost ethylene, C2H4. Okay, right? Because if you see here, we have to do the multi-cleavage. No, first we have to form the molecular ion. This is the molecular ion. What is the Ambassador value for this one? How many carbons are there? 6 carbons. 6 carbons means 72, right? And what about the hydrogens? How many hydrogens are there? Total 12 hydrogens, right? At every carbon there are 2 hydrogens, right? Okay. So 12 hydrogens are there. So thereby what happens? Total 84, right? And by that is 84. Here we have to eliminate. Actually one radical is there, and we have to, when we do this homolytic cleavage, what happens? One radical is formed here and one radical is formed here. So thereby one new bond is formed between this radical and this radical, and it is eliminated as a ethylene, C2H4, CH2 double bond CH2. We are eliminating this neutral molecule. Again we will get the same. What is that? Here we get the positive charge, and here radical is there, means radical cation. From radical cation you can eliminate, if you eliminate the neutral molecule, again you will get radical cation. Not the same thing, but you will get the radical cation, right? So this is the, so you are eliminating 28 from this 84, then you will get the 56 fragment, right? So this is the fragmentation process occurs in cycloalkanes. So what is the characteristic peak? Mainly loss of the ethylene peak is the characteristic peak fragmentation for this cycloalkane branched hydrocarbons. What is the molecular ion formed at the branched chain? Here it forms the other terminated carbons, right? Okay. Next, this is the example for this. Okay, in alkyl substituted, what is the way of fragmentation occurs, right? If it is an alkyl, right, if a 70 electron volt beam, it forms a molecular ion here, right, not here. So carefully observe. So what is the position of the molecular ion? It forms between this alkyl substituent and this carbon, right? If we eliminate radical by hemi-heterolysis, right, we will get this positive charge, right? So the same thing. So see here, okay, this is the, what is this? Methyl cyclohexane. When we have to bombard it with 70 electron volt beam by electron impact, it forms this one, right? If we eliminate methyl radical, it forms, what is this? Positive charge. You will get the positive charge. And if we do the multiple cleavage, what happens here? It eliminates the C2H4 as a neutral molecule, right, and forms this cation only, right? Okay. So because we are eliminating neutral molecule, again we will get the same charge, right, after fragmentation also, right? This is about, what is this? Alkyl substituent. This is the simple cycloalkanes. This is the alkyl substituted cycloalkanes. What is the difference here? Here we can form we can form the molecular ion between 2 carbons, but here molecular ion forms between substituent and this ring. Okay, right? So you have to make the difference clearly. Okay, right? So next, what about olefins? So olefins. So how to form olefins? So in olefins, see here, what is the major thing? Beta homolysis means allylic cleavage is the main fragmentation. What is that? Beta homolysis, right? Allylic cleavage is the main fragmentation for this one. So if you see here, this is alkane 70 electron volt beam. So what is the priority of removal of electron? It is from the pi bond, right? So here it forms a molecular ion, right? If we do the beta homolysis, means this is alpha and this is beta. What happens? It removes minus R, right? Okay, and this delocalization takes place, right? So finally you will get this 41 fragment, right? It will go anywhere and stabilize like this. Okay, okay, right? And This is one of the process. Okay, and double McLaughlin fragmentation. You have already seen the McLaughlin fragmentation, but here we are doing double McLaughlin fragmentation, right? What is the McLaughlin fragmentation? If it is there any pi bonds or pi electrons, right? Pi electrons containing heteroatoms like that. If what we have to do, we have to first cleave the bond, pi bond, and thereby we have to cleave the gamma hydrogen and transfer the gamma hydrogen followed by the beta alpha beta cleavage. Then it will eliminate the neutral molecule and we'll get the molecular radical cation, right? And it is rearranged to carbonyl compound, right? Okay. So, but here what is the double McLaughlin fragmentation, right? If you see here, this one, here both possibilities are there. Here gamma hydrogen also present, here also gamma hydrogen also present, right? First we have to do one McLaughlin, you will get this fragment, right? You will get this fragment and we have to rearrange it like this. Okay, means we are eliminating this part, you will get this part, right? Okay, next here one more possibility is there, because here one more gamma hydrogen is present, that's why we can do one more McLaughlin fragment, right? First we have to do for this part, then we will get this after fragmentation, right? After McLaughlin fragmentation, even after one McLaughlin fragmentation, there is a chance to do the one more McLaughlin fragmentation, because it is having one more gamma hydrogen atom, right? So by doing one more McLaughlin fragmentation, we will get this another molecule, right? So we can, like this, we can do the double McLaughlin fragmentation, right? So next thing, what is the indirect McLaughlin fragmentation? So generally indirect McLaughlin fragmentation will be done in ethers, right? In ethers. If you see here CH3, CH2O, CH2, this is the, what is that? Ethyl propyl ether, right? Ethyl propyl ether. If it is bombarded 70 electron volt beam by loss, so it lost electron, it forms molecular ion, right? And we have to do here. So what happens? It forms this one, right? Next we have to eliminate this CH3 radical, right? Thereby it forms a double bond, right? Here it makes double bond, because here one radical is present, here one radical is present, thereby it develops a new bond and form the double bond, means CH2 double bond O, CH2, CH2, CH3, right? So this is the MZ 73, right? So which is, we have to write like this. This is the CH3 and this is the CH2, right? Okay, CH2 and double bond O, CH2, right? Okay, and we have to cut this, and means we have to do the homolytic cleavage here, and we have to transfer this gamma hydrogen. Then what happens? And we have to thereby it follows alpha beta cleavage, right? Okay, and we are transferring CH2 here, means it forms CH3 here, right? Okay, because we are transferring H to this CH2, right? CH2 radical, thereby it forms CH3. Okay, CH3. Next, what happens here? Next, okay, next CH2 is there and one more radical is there and one more radical is there and double bond O is there, right? So like this it will get this one, right? Next, what is the formula? 24, 16 and 5 hydrogens are there. So what is the 45? MZ 45, right? So like this you have to do the fragmentation. So first one, alkanes, branched alkanes, cycloalkanes, and alkane substituted cycloalkanes, and olefins. What is the major one? Beta homolysis, means analytic cleavage is the main fragmentation. And what is the so next we have to do double fragmentation. If there is any possibility to do the double fragmentation, we can do that double fragmentation. Next, what is the indirect McLaughlin fragmentation? It generally occurs in the ethers, right? So if you take this ether, if you remove first this one, we have to form this one. Then we have to write in that McLaughlin mode. Then you can do that McLaughlin fragmentation, right? Okay. Just what is the difference there? Just here double bond is present is enough, right? Okay. So like that we have to do the indirect McLaughlin fragmentation, not the direct McLaughlin fragmentation. Okay. So this is about the some molecules fragmentation. This is Ritro-Diels-Alder reaction. Actually, in alkenes means cycloalkenes, not alkenes, cycloalkene or cyclic olefins means like this. Cyclic means what? Ring, right? Ring. If ring is having one double bond, it is called as cyclic alkenes or cyclic olefins, right? What is the main fragmentation in cyclic alkenes and cyclic olefins? It is nothing but Ritro-Diels-Alder reaction. I already told you in previous classes what is Diels-Alder reaction. So if you take this one means that this is diene and this is dienophile, right? Dienophile. It forms means it will attack here and it will attack here, and this bond is shifted towards here and forms cyclic alkane, right? So this is nothing but Diels-Alder reaction. Diels-Alder reaction means one diene and one olefin form cyclic alkene, then it is called as Diels-Alder reaction. If it is reverse process, then it is called as Ritro-Diels-Alder reaction, right? Ritro-Diels-Alder reaction. Okay. So if you see here, this is exactly opposite to this one, right? Here we are taking here in Diels-Alder reaction you will get cyclic or cyclic alkene, right? Or cyclic olefin. But here you will get cyclic alkene into diene and dienophile. So that is the reverse process, right, for the Diels-Alder reaction. So that's why we call it as Ritro-Diels-Alder reaction, right? Okay, if you take this one cyclic olefin, if you bombard with 70 electron hole beam, and then what happens here? So it forms molecular ion because 5 electrons will go out readily than sigma bonds because they are loosely bounded electrons when compared to the sigma bond electrons, because sigma bond electrons interaction are very strong. So that's why it cannot give up electrons. Means if there is a pi bond electron, so preference will be the pi bond elimination, electrons elimination, right? So it will this bond will break and form this molecular ion. If we do this, we can write it as, right? We can write it as so like this also. If we do the multiple cleavage, what happens? It eliminates as a neutral molecule, means we are eliminating this. It means dienophile, right? And then we'll get one more radical here and 4 radicals, right? Here it is eliminated as this part, right? This part, okay. And what about this 4 one? Already here is the one radical, right? Right? Because here one radical, we are cleaving this bond. Here it will give one radical, and here it will give one radical, and here we are doing homolysis for this bond. That's why it will give one radical. Total 4 radicals are there. Thereby it forms two double bonds. So like this, right? So and we are eliminating that neutral molecule part. That is nothing but ethylene, right? Okay. So this is the reverse Ritro-Diels-Alder reaction. So what is first we have to know the Diels-Alder reaction. When diene and dienophile react and forms a cyclic olefin, then it is called as Diels-Alder reaction. But here we are doing the reverse process, right? By doing fragmentation, it forms diene and dienophile, right? What is that? Here we are taking the cyclic olefin, right? So this is the reverse process. That is why what is the main fragmentation here in cyclic olefins? That is nothing but Ritro-Diels-Alder reaction, right? So for example, you will take this one dihydropyron, right? So what is that tetrahydropyran? What happened in this? This is also same, but only the difference is oxygen is here. That's written, right? Okay. So if you take this 70 electron volt beam electron impact, so it forms like this ODA. So you will get this. Only the difference there CH2 is there, here oxygen is there. That's the only difference. Okay. So the remaining will be the same. And these are two molecules. You have to practice your own, right? Okay. Then you will know what is the fragmentation method we have to follow for this cyclic alkanes. So these two molecules are practice yourself. Okay, right?